Recently, our favorite lesbian was on, made the rounds, and one was with Howard Stern. Would you pull that up real quick? Let's see our friend Hillary Clinton on the Howard Stern show.
I kept thinking, okay, we're going to get to the debates. And I've watched presidential debates, and you can see moments when, oh my gosh, the audience goes. You can just tell.
Right.
And so I thought, okay, he won't be prepared. He won't know. He'll just stick with the same shtick. Look, by all these measurements that they do, I won these debates, but it no longer matters as much.
It doesn't.
That's what bothers me. It's like, okay.
You were almost too nice.
Well, I don't know if I was too nice, but I was certainly, very careful. And the reason is, look, I grew up at a time when if you were going to get through a door as a woman, you did not react to anything. I remember taking the law school exam at a huge hall at Harvard, and there were, hundreds of men, and there was like maybe 50 women. And we were in this room waiting for the test to start. And I was sitting with some of my women friends who were there with me. And all of a sudden, these young men start harassing us, like, "What are you doing here? You have no right to be here." And it was
really,
and it was during the Vietnam War. So,
okay, now let me teach you how to think critically. Okay, if you're not, because I know that the average person watches this or listens to this interview, and they're like, okay, here's Hillary still out doing her thing. She's talking to Howard Stern, who, by the way, I think is a great interviewer. But let's unpack what you just watched, what you just saw. What she said doesn't matter, even though it makes you want to vomit. I know, because in her mind, she won the election. Stern even goes on in the thing and talks about, I don't understand this electoral college thing. It's like it was created for some farmers who don't. Yes, it was created for some farmers. These people out in the middle of nowhere whose vote won't count if you do away with the electoral college. But that's beside the point. Now, again, somebody says that Donald Trump is a misogynist. Now, if you looked over Howard Stern's shoulder, you would see that his new book that's out, which is a bestseller because you bought it and read it, is called Howard Stern Comes Again. Now, that is a play on words because you all know Howard Stern and you know what he's talking about. Howard Stern, who, by the way, had his own movie, which was basically a biopic of his life in his younger years as he was making it in radio, called Private Parts, okay? Well, if there's anybody out there who is a misogynist who has women ride on the Sybian, and you can feel free to look that up all you want so that they'll have an orgasm while they're on his show, or when he has a female guest and he's saying, show me your tits, let's see your tits, I want to see how big your nipples are. Okay, if you're not familiar with the perversion that is the Howard Stern show, then you're just not paying attention. Everybody knows him as a what? A shock jock. The guy's worth almost $1 billion from being offensive. And here's Hillary Clinton, who is moralizing about men talking negatively towards women back in the 60s. This is what I'm saying is hypocrisy. This is ignorance, pure ignorance, to sit there and say that Donald Trump is a misogynist, but you're going to parade your goofy ass out there and act like a victim on a freaking Howard Stern show. This is stupid. This is absolute moronic. And that shows the hypocrisy of the average American person